What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Just the Ramblings podcast. I'm your host, Stefan, and this is episode 4. Last week I had a different kind of episode. I just had to get something off my chest, so I did that. And it was a really long episode. It was at 50 minutes, but I really wanted to talk about that. Had it stuck in my mind and everything. So if you didn't listen to that episode, go back, check it out. Yes, it is long. You don't have to do it in a whole 50-minute marathon session. You can do it in parts. But I won't say what that's about, but just know it was nice to get that off my chest and to talk about it just openly. So we're gonna move forward. Episode 2 was about my musical journey and just my habits and stuff like that, and my musical taste and preferences and all that jazz. But we're gonna continue that for episode 4. But before we jump into that, I like talking a little about the new, not news, but just interesting stuff that comes up now. But starting off on a sad note, actually, Nipsey Hussle tragically was fatally shot, and he passed away yesterday. It's I never really listened to his music. Maybe if he was on a feature, I've seen him before. And he's definitely on the come up, and he just released a new album, I believe. But it's really unfortunate to see, anybody, of course, get shot and killed. But it hurts a little bit more seeing how it was, one, right in front of his business, and two, he was really blowing up into the mainstream market now. Because you see everybody from Diddy to Will Smith, Drake, Meek Mill, Rihanna, just everybody talking about and posting, not just, oh, here's another black man getting shot. Here's a guy who was a father and a businessman. He wore some flashy chains and stuff all the time, but that wasn't really him, and he didn't preach that at all. Him being a rapper too, which was crazy. But the way I knew him, actually listened to an interview of him and Letty. So she has her new radio show that she's doing and podcasts and things like that. But listened to an interview, even though I didn't really know the guy, but I learned a lot from that. And he's a real hustler businessman. He learned from Jay-Z, where he didn't really care about just getting the biggest chain or driving around in a fancy car and then spending $100,000 at a club. This guy legit was just oh, I'm gonna invest in retail. I'm gonna put back into my community and not just have a fundraiser or just throw money back into the community. He actually hired people from his community to work in his store, up and coming artists, to give them a chance. But Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. Rest in peace, man. This is having this in the culture. It's sad to say that you get used to it, and it's sad that you hear stuff like this all the time. If people aren't getting incarcerated, they're getting shot or just stabbed. And really, this dude was on the come up. He had his girl, he had his kid. He wasn't just throwing his money everywhere. He was legit putting back into the community and developing structure in his community. Because he did grow up from a hustler mentality, and then he bought he invested in real estate into the stores where he wasn't just renting space from a building. No, he all of his money went to that. And seeing how and he some people may call it a conspiracy, but he was actually producing a documentary on this African doctor, I believe. I don't quote me on it because I don't know all the details exactly. Right, man. But he was doing this documentary on this African doctor who apparently found a cure for AIDS, and corporations had him executed because they were going to lose money on their AIDS medication, stuff like that. So that is just insane. And if he was killed for that, we don't know all the details just yet, seeing how it was just yesterday. That's just sad. And prayers goes out to his family. I don't think they were married, but his wife or girlfriend and kids. But that's just sad. So take a moment of silence for him, and hopefully hopefully, like, even as a black man myself, like, hopefully, I wish that, like, this culture can just stop. Like, we don't need gang violence anymore. We don't need people. We need more people like him who are just actual businessmen and who aren't just running around in a Rolls Royce with $20,000 on their chain and stuff like that, while the people in their community and the hood that they came from and stuff are suffering. So, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. It happened on a Sunday, so it was a bad way to start the week. And even people today, like Charlemagne, he was just like, I'm not feeling it today. And if you don't know, Charlemagne's a radio host. But yeah, he was basically like not feeling it today. He was just like, I can't come into work and do my job today because this is effed up. But excuse me. So yeah, moving on to another subject. It was my birthday weekend. I'm 27 now, so my third favorite number. I can say I had a cool birthday. I'm not a huge birthday person. Like, I don't go to like fly out to like different states or different countries to celebrate my birthday or anything like that. I really just hang out with like family and friends and just kind of chill that way. And then that's my birthday. But yeah, I finally got a new laptop, which definitely is gonna help for school. I had the same laptop since I think it was either my sophomore or junior year of college. But this thing, my old laptop, which I still have, I'm actually using it now. It's turning into my desktop because the fan is so hot. After 10 minutes, you could cook an egg on it. But yeah, old laptop, huge 15-inch screen. This thing was a brick. It probably weighs like 8 pounds. And it might be an exaggeration, 8 pounds, but this thing was heavy. But yeah, no, got a new laptop. I got a little sticky cover that I put on and put a bunch of stickers on to personalize, which I never like do to like anything. I usually like keeping everything standard and clean, like from all my electronics. Like my last phone had a Adidas sticker on it, and that was about it. Like I don't even have that on my new phone. I just have a carbon fiber like looking case on it, which is crazy. But yeah, got that for my birthday, and then my mom took me to go see The Lion King on Broadway, or like the play. I don't think it's actually on Broadway anymore. But yeah, I saw that. If you didn't know, Lion King is my favorite movie. Yeah, I know it sounds corny, but I remember that was the first movie I ever saw, and this is why my like favorite animal is a lion. But yeah, I just love The Lion King. It was freaking awesome. And then she also got me a hoodie too, which I love. I don't know when I'm gonna wear it. It's a Gildan hoodie, which is weird. I guess that size extra large and it fits me like a large, which is weird. Hopefully, I'm not getting super fat. I don't think so. But yeah, I went to go see The Lion King, and yeah, just had a pretty chill weekend. Went out. Club experience was very unique. I'm not gonna talk about that here, but yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. But yeah, had a pretty good birthday, and let's see what 27 is gonna bring. I feel like it's gonna be a good year. Even though it kind of started out sad with Nipsey Hussle, but Nipsey Hussle is passing. So yeah, so yeah, that was my birthday. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's not the meat and potatoes of a podcast. It's not like a food podcast or anything like that. Maybe it's because I'm like hungry. But yeah, I just had my cup of coffee for the day. I'm weird. I don't like having coffee like super early in the morning. I like having it in the afternoon. I usually get a cup of coffee at like 3. But like I'm recording this now and it's 5, so it's a little different and weird. But yeah, we're 9.5 minutes into this, and I haven't gotten into like the actual depth of the podcast now. But whatever, we're starting now. So yeah, jumping back into my musical journey. Um, what was the last thing I said? Wow, I'm drawing a blank on the last thing I said because it was like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I think it was about me getting into college and getting into like making music. So freshman year of college, yeah, I met this guy. His name's DJ Frankwell. Um, he was the college DJ, which is hilarious. But he was in, I want to say it's macroeconomics class, but he was in one of my business classes, and we were talking about music and stuff. And then around that time, like DJ Hero came out, and then I have a couple cousins. One of them he DJs professionally. The other one he DJs like DJ'd at house parties and stuff like that, and like family events and all that. And yeah, I wanted to get into DJing. I thought it was so cool. And then like just DJing in general was like blowing up, because everything was on USB drives and not even CDs. So you didn't have, or old vinyls, like nobody was carrying that around anymore. So it was a bit easier to get into. So so yeah, at that time, like I was just like, oh, let me try this DJing thing. And so I got DJ Hero, and I started playing that. And DJ Hero 1, I have both now. But yeah, DJ Hero 1 got that, was messing around with it, thought it was just awesome. I was just like, oh man, this is cool. Let me try an actual, like, be a DJ, like learn how to DJ. So, oh man, I forgot what it's called. I don't even have it anymore. But it was this really, like, I don't want to say crappy because it actually worked and it was pretty decent. But like this very cheap like DJing software. Like I think it was $100 for like the turntable, and it came with the CD. It wasn't like, oh dang, I'm so out of it now. Like I don't even know what the program people use. Serato, yeah, there you go. Like Serato. Native Instruments makes one, but my second turntable is actually from Native Instruments. But yeah, it wasn't anything crazy like that. It was like its own proprietary thing. But like I'd go play DJ Hero, learn techniques, and then go and like test it out on this like turntable. Like it didn't even have a separate headphone jack, so you can like monitor in it. No, it was just straight audio coming from my laptop, and then I'll connect my laptop to the speakers, and then like try different things out, and then like try and mix and stuff like that. But I learned like how to beat match and stuff like that. Scratching was terrible on it. Well, it was still terrible at scratching, but yeah, I learned off of that. And then when I got better, I got a Native Instruments turntable. Still did not have a headphone jack on it, but you had a lot more. Like the original just had the two turntables, fader, and then like the master volume. And then the Native Instruments one, it had like each channel volume and like effects and stuff like that. So accidentally clapped, so I gotta cut that part out. But yeah. But yeah, I learned to do it off of that, and then from there, like DJing was big, and more DJs were like producers on the radio and stuff like that. Like this is when like David Guetta, Calvin Harris, Deadmau5. Even though Deadmau5 says he's not a DJ, he is a producer. He just used to use like turntables and stuff just to play his music. But I know Tiesto has been big at that point, but he was coming over to the United States at that point. Afrojack, just all these people, they were getting like super famous, and all their songs were being put on the radio and stuff. So I thought, you know what, like I like this song, but I wish this song would do this, or I wish like this song, like I could repeat this part, like this is the best part of the song. I wish you can like take this and like move it around and do crazy things. But yeah, like that's when I was just like, oh, let me try and make music. Excuse me. So yeah, I was just saying, let me try and make music. And then I found out Daft Punk used Ableton when they make their music. And so Daft Punk being my favorite, I said, all right, let me start using Ableton. And of course, Ableton had a free trial, and I was just like, let me just download it and whatever. And then DJ Frankwell, he actually used Ableton too, or I think he still uses Ableton. But yeah, like he told me, yeah, get it. I use it when I'm making like mixes and stuff. It's cool. And I knew absolutely nothing about it. So I would spend my nights watching YouTube videos on how to use Ableton on my little iPod Touch. Like I would stay up all night and then go to class and just like be super tired and not interested because I just wanted to make music. But yeah, like I learned that and I taught myself Ableton like over the years. Like I remember that first like Christmas I got a MIDI controller, and then I was messing around with that. And then of course the first thing I went to do when I was making music was progressive house, because that was like the new big thing to like just blow up. And so yeah, I started on that. I was listening to those like tutorial videos and watching them and stuff, just trying to not really duplicating it, because like I didn't have all the like software and plugins and everything that people had, but just using everything that I have at my use. Wow, that's not even proper English. Just using everything that I have and all the tools I have just to like find that sound and to work on that sound. So I started making really simple songs. I was still on the trial version of Ableton, where I think it was only like 8 tracks wide or something like that. Like it's a really small amount of like sounds you can, individual sounds you can like make and put on a track. So just for context for people who don't know Ableton. But yeah, we're doing that. All right, so my computer just like froze, and I lost like a minute of audio recording, but it was just me talking about how my computer just froze. But we're back. Yeah. So last thing I was talking about is Ableton and a free trial, and I was using the limited edition or limited range and everything like that. But yeah, from there I actually just tried my hardest and kept on like working at it. I would come back from school and sometimes skip my homework. Sorry, parents. But I'd just really like just work the entire time and just put my head into it. And then yeah, there's not much more than I can say besides I just put my nose to the grindstone and went ahead and worked. But from that, even with the 8 tracks, I made 2 EPs out of it, which is crazy. So for my freshman year in college, I think I finished my first EP. I want to say beginning sophomore year, ish, like that. Yeah, yeah, around like sophomore year. And then yeah, listening back to it, it's still crude, but like I can't believe like in a short amount of time I actually made like pretty decent songs. And then the second EP actually worked a lot harder, and I learned a lot more techniques, and I learned like, because especially with progressive house, the timing is pretty simple. It's 4x4, so it's really easy to kind of get a grasp of that. And just being not really a math geek, but like I'm pretty good at math, so like a lot of it's just timing and then calculating on like how much you need this and there and all that stuff. And then you also have to have an ear for it too. So I got good at that, and then I finished my second EP. I want to say my junior year or like senior year in college, around there. But finished it and I was stoked about it. Like it was incredible. It was so much more better. It was so much better than I could have hoped for, especially coming off of the first EP, and then especially getting help from my friend Rory, and then like learning more techniques. Like it wasn't just progressive house. Like I had Big Room on there. I had like minimal. I had a disclosure type song, which is actually the title of it, which is weird enough. But yeah, and that was just like house music, not progressive house. But yeah, and then I fell in love with it. And then after that, I really like kind of fell off, especially after I graduated and started like a corporate job. But yeah, and then because when I started my corporate job, I fell off music and went more towards photography. But yeah, like now, especially since I had the year when, well, if you know, because my last episode, but like took time off, and then I like slowly got back into making music. And then like now I have 2 lo-fi tracks that are done and on my SoundCloud. But yeah, oh, my SoundCloud's at that Root, same thing as my Instagram and Twitter. It's all cohesive, which is nice. But yeah, I started making lo-fi. Fell in love with lo-fi just because I love that like minimal just vibe out, and just kind of like you can put it on and do anything to it. Like I clean my room to lo-fi. Like if I'm just chilling and reading like something for class, like I listen to lo-fi. And I got a cough so bad. Hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. I don't know if I'm like developing allergies or just talking for this amount of time, like continuously, is getting to my voice. but yeah, that's the thing now. But yeah, so I started creating lo-fi, and I have those 2 tracks, and then I have a couple of like finished tracks that weren't on my second EP. It's like now I don't not make music. It's just I'll like put together a bunch of ideas, and then even if I may not finish it like now. Like there's a couple of songs I actually went back to after like months, or if not years, of not working on them, and then finishing them up. So third EP. I don't want to say coming soon. It's gonna be out when it's out, and then of course I'll let you guys know on this podcast. But yeah, we're reaching the 20-minute mark. Yeah, also that 50-minute episode for episode 3, I didn't edit at all because, quite frankly, I didn't want to listen to it back again because it was that emotional. But yeah, I'm gonna edit this down, and then yeah, for next time we're gonna talk about, instead of just like me and my hobbies, or no, it is still one of my hobbies, but just me and like creative ventures, things like that. We're gonna talk about my sneakers and my sneaker collection, and I might actually just get a glass of water and then work on that. But yeah, so I'll see you guys for episode 5 of Just the Ramblings podcast. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you feel. If you have my cell phone number, text me. Whatever. If you have like ideas or anything you wanna like need to talk about on the podcast, because yeah, a couple people that like reached out to me and who like listen to the podcast, they're just like, oh yeah, like I say, play it when you're like cleaning and stuff, because it's good. Like instead of just listening to like the lo-fi channel on YouTube or whatever, play this podcast. It's like I'm there in the room with you, or you get to learn interesting stuff about me and hear my opinions in a non-argumentative or weird way. Well, I guess podcasting is kind of weird, but yeah, you get to listen to me when you haven't heard my voice for a while, and you've just seen me through like we talk through text or whatever. Or if you never met me at all, guess what? Here's Just a Rambling. Blah. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a glass of water. Yeah, I'm gonna go get like two cold glasses of water before I record the next episode, because this lump in my throat is going crazy. Please let me not be getting allergies. My sister has allergies, and I see the way it knocks her out sometimes, and I don't want to take like Claritin every day just to breathe or be able to talk. But yeah, this has been Just a Ramblings podcast. This is episode 4, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Have a good day. And one last RIP to Nipsey Hussle. Prayer goes out to your family. Thanks for listening, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.